That right there, that's the moment a king falls. This scene is so much more than just a monster brawl. It's a symphony of dominance, a raw display of power that completely flips the script. But what really makes this moment, and the terrifying chase that follows, a modern masterpiece? The answer isn't just in the spectacular visuals. It's in the ghost of a legendary composer whose musical spirit haunts every single frame. The battle in Boston is a total game changer. Up until this point, Godzilla has been a seemingly unstoppable force of nature, right? But then Ghidorah, the false king, the one who is many, does the unthinkable. He lifts all 90,000 plus tons of Godzilla clean into the sky, effortlessly ascending through the very storm he commands. Visually, it's a brutal assertion of power. Godzilla is utterly helpless, ripped from his element, and dragged toward the edge of space. It's an act of pure humiliation. But you have to listen closer. The score by the brilliant Bear McCreary does something truly special here. As Ghidorah rises, the music swells into what you can only call a dark, twisted coronation. The deep guttural chanting of Japanese Buddhist monks, which McCreary recorded specifically for Ghidorah's theme, creates this feeling of a profane, ancient divinity. This is a direct callback to the master, Akira Ifukube. Ifukube's scores for Godzilla's greatest enemies were never just monster music. They were grand operatic statements. McCreary channels that exact same energy, using booming brass and a haunting choir to tell us that Ghidorah isn't just winning a fight, he's ascending a throne. When Ghidorah finally releases Godzilla, the fall is almost silent, broken only by the roar of the wind, making the inevitable. Earth-shattering impact that much more devastating. So he's asserted his physical dominance. Now Ghidorah turns his attention to the source of his irritation, the Orca. This is where the whole sequence shifts from an epic battle to a high-stakes horror film. The chase through a wrecked Boston is one of the most relentless scenes in the entire monsterverse. Tightening the focus on the human characters as this literal god of destruction bears down on them. The music shifts too, becoming a frantic driving pulse. This is McCreary tapping into another key element of Akira Ifukube's genius, the Marcia Destructiva, the destructive march. Ifukube used powerful, repetitive militaristic rhythms to signal an unstoppable force of destruction. You can hear that same DNA in the score for the ORCA chase. The track, aptly named Stealing the Orca, uses a relentless, percussive rhythm that perfectly mirrors Ghidorah's single-minded, terrifying pursuit. It's the musical embodiment of dread. The chase leads to Emma Russell's sacrifice, a final, desperate act to lead the monster away from her family. Her last words, "Long live the king," are a defiant shout-out to Godzilla's right to the throne, even as his rival looms over her. It's this perfect marriage of visual storytelling and musical homage that creates incredible layers, rewarding fans who know the deep history of this franchise. If you enjoy digging into how modern monster movies honor their classic roots, consider subscribing and ringing that bell. It's the best way to make sure you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of kaiju. The sequence where Ghidorah drops Godzilla and chases the Orca is a masterclass in monster filmmaking. It's not just about the awesome spectacle of two titans clashing. It's a carefully constructed narrative that uses both visuals and music to establish dominance, create terror, and pay respect to a 60-year legacy. Bear McCreary's score doesn't just mimic Akira Ifukube's work. It understands its soul. It recognizes that for Ghidorah to feel truly godlike, his music has to sound like a dark hymn. And for his hunt to be terrifying, it must march to an unstoppable, destructive beat. By channeling the spirit of Ifukube, the film elevates these moments from a simple action sequence into a true monster opera, just as the director and composer intended. It's a powerful reminder that in the world of Godzilla, the score is never just background noise. It's the voice of the gods and monsters themselves. What other scenes in the Monsterverse do you think carry the spirit of Akira Ifukube's music? Let me know in the comments below.